All right, guys, welcome back to another video. So, at the Game Awards 2023, the biggest announcement at that show was the announcement of a Blade game that was getting developed by Arcane Leon. And as we know, Arcane is a first party Xbox studio. And if you're somebody who's been following the gaming industry, you follow Xbox, you follow Phil Spencer, you watch this channel, you will know that this means this is going to be an exclusive Xbox game based off of the things that Phil Spencer has told us, which is any new games coming out are going to be wherever Xbox Game Pass is, which means exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem. Now, there was a very odd thing that did happen with the reveal of Blade. There were no Xbox logos over it. They didn't put Xbox Game Pass at the end of the trailer, and they didn't say that it was an Xbox exclusive, which got a ton of people talking as not that was expected. That is this game going to be exclusive to Xbox? And generally, when this conversation does come up, whenever Xbox announces a game, especially when they announce a game at their own Xbox showcase, I think it is absolutely absurd. But when it comes to Blade, I can understand why people would be questioning this, because the reality is the general consumer probably doesn't even know that Arcane is part of Xbox, probably doesn't really know Arcane, the studio in general. A lot of people who don't follow the gaming industry extremely closely were watching the Game Awards. It isn't somebody who reads the news every day, makes videos about the news every day. People like you who watch my channel every day, who are probably very up to date about everything that is going on. There are a lot of people out there that would have seen that trailer and had zero clue that this was going to be an Xbox exclusive when it gets released. And the question here is, why didn't Xbox announce that it was an Xbox exclusive and plaster the Xbox Game Studios logo all over the end of the trailer to get people excited that if they have an Xbox, or if they were thinking about picking one up, if they do pick one up, they're going to be able to play Blade when it does come out. So there's a lot of ambiguity here, and it gets even weirder, but this game is going to be an Xbox exclusive. So first of all, VG247 reached out to Bethesda to ask them about the exclusivity. It says here, we reached out to Bethesda in order to ask if Marvel's Blade is an Xbox console exclusive, and the company declined to comment, which now has more people asking, why would they decline to comment? What is the plans for Blade going forward? Now, there are a couple of reasons why Xbox potentially wouldn't have announced that this game was an Xbox exclusive and put their banner and Xbox Game Studios logo all over it. I think probably the main reason is here, that the FTC is still battling Microsoft in court. We know what happened back in the summer where Microsoft took on the FTC. They went to court and they destroyed them in court, made them look very stupid. The FTC really had no case, and the judge essentially came to that decision. And now we know that the FTC is not stopping. They're going to try to do everything in their power to appeal and get the decision overturned to try to disrupt this Xbox Activision Blizzard acquisition, which has already gone through, already passed all of that type of stuff. This is here talking about what is going on. And as we know, the FTC not willing to let the matter lie. It says here, they have proceeded with an appeal attempting to overturn a previous U.S. court decision to allow the deal to go ahead. This is back in July. Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley of the United States District Court for the Northern District of California denied the FTC's motion for a preliminary injunction. And if they would have granted the preliminary injunction, that would have stopped the deal from going through. But Reuters here is reporting that the FTC has proceeded with this planned appeal and was in court on Wednesday last week, arguing that the judge's decision was wrong. According to the report, the FTC lawyer Imad Ibiad claimed that the judge had required the FTC to prove the deal was an anti-competitive, whereas all he says they had to do was show that it was possible that Microsoft had the ability and incentive to keep Activision games off non-Xbox platforms. And the major reason they're arguing that Xbox will be doing this is he was showing that they had allegedly made some Bethesda games exclusive after buying ZeniMax. And I feel like this is playing into a major role why we didn't see the whole Xbox exclusivity, Xbox Game Pass stuff when it comes to Blade. Blade is a huge game. It is going to be one that gets people jumping in to Xbox, jumping into Game Pass, going out and buying a console, going to the ecosystem, signing up, all of that type of stuff. It is a massive game. You saw the excitement when they did announcement. You go on social media too. Is probably the game that got the most hype around it when they did show it off. I saw a video as well where there were like PS5 or PlayStation fanboys who were thinking that it was a PlayStation game just because it had Marvel on it. Like there was a video where someone was saying "RIP Xbox" at the end of it. I don't know who it was, but I saw it pop up on social media. It was just absolutely hilarious that people were looking at this and just utterly confused, not knowing that Arcane is a first-party Xbox game, which is one of the main reasons why it's extremely confusing from the consumer perspective, why they wouldn't plaster Xbox all over the trailer itself. It was a huge announcement, but I feel like them going to court with the FTC right now is probably the main reason, as you have Microsoft's lawyer Rakesh Kilaru saying that the FTC's case is weak and that the standard can't be as low as the FTC is suggesting. It can't be a mere scintilla of evidence. So that is, I would say, the main reason why this is going on. But there's an article here from Windows Central talking about potentially what are the reasons why Xbox did not announce that Blade is an exclusive. But before we get into this, we also have this post here from Special Nick, who quote tweets Paul Tassi, who writes for Forbes, his article saying no one seems to know if Arcane's Blade game is Xbox exclusive, and Special Nick quotes that and says, "I do, it is." You can bet pretty much 100% at this point, and this may come back and bite me if it doesn't end up being this way, but you can pretty much bet 100% that it is an exclusive, and there's something going on in the background as to why they aren't announcing it. And Windows Central does dive into this with some of the reasons. The first reason they think why they didn't say it was an exclusive is that they are still in negotiations with Disney. They say here, perhaps Microsoft and Disney are still negotiating over how much each will profit from the venture and how much of a premium Microsoft may or may not have to pay for the exclusivity badge. I mean, that could be it. They're trying to figure out how much money they're going to have to pay over and looking at the amount of players and Game Pass, the ecosystem, console sales, all of that type of stuff, probably basing it off projections as to when the game will release and where the Xbox platform will be. Who knows, right? That could be definitely a case. The next thing here, obviously, is that previous court discussions suggest that Machine Games and Disney Indiana Jones games will be Xbox exclusive, but there's been absolutely no marketing-oriented official confirmation yet on that either. Those are going to be Xbox exclusive games, but again, with the whole thing with Activision Blizzard, they're probably just keeping it on the down low. They have this one here saying, perhaps Microsoft thinks speculation over platforms will help drive discussion, thus viral marketing. I somehow doubt this, since right now it's just creating the frustration and negative vibes. People don't know what to expect of the Xbox platform. I think that one's completely out of the question, in my opinion. I've seen some speculation about that, Xbox is doing this because they know it's going to drive engagement about Blade. I absolutely disagree. That would make no sense because it's not coming to PlayStation no matter what, right? We don't even know when the next time we will see Blade. If anything, this is going to have a lot of people talking about people on PlayStation thinking they're going to get it, people looking up PlayStation to see if the game will be coming on PlayStation, and then potentially looking at Spider-Man that's available there or other games they want to play, and then maybe going out and buying a PlayStation. I don't think that this in any way would be a good strategy. And I don't think this is what Xbox is doing whatsoever. There has to be something way deeper than this for them to not want to announce that Xbox is the exclusive ecosystem platform, whatever you want to say, for the upcoming Blade game. So that one, like it says here, most likely it's not, because it is causing definitely negative feedback and vibes towards the Xbox platform. This one here says, perhaps it really is coming to PlayStation as well. And while it would be great for as many people to get to play the game as possible, it would also just further erode Xbox's platform credibility and competitiveness. And that's the major thing here. Why I definitely don't think it's this one either is because it would erode the credibility of Xbox. Imagine how the core Xbox customer would feel tomorrow if Xbox were to come out and say that this game is releasing on PlayStation. It would definitely hurt the core fan base. And I don't think Phil Spencer in any way wants to do that. They say here, the next part, Xbox previously used arguments in its Activision court case that its games are more accessible than ever with the affordable Xbox Series S and Xbox Cloud Gaming on phones and TVs, Xbox Game Pass, and PC day and date launches. And then they say it could also be this, which this is the reason I think it is. Microsoft is still fighting the FTC over its Xbox Activision Blizzard deal in the United States. The FTC's argument hinge on the idea that Microsoft could withhold games from PlayStation, such as Call of Duty, Microsoft may be acting via an abundance of care as to not add fuel to the FTC spurious arguments, given the fact that exclusive games are how companies compete in the console space. And then they say it should be noted that PlayStation tweeted about every game from the Game Awards except Hideo Kojima's OD and Arcane's Blade. So this game, I know people are still going to debate about it, which I said in my wrap-up video about the Game Awards. All this is going to do is going to create for the next number of months, years, whenever we see this game again and the logo of Xbox is slapped onto the trailer, people asking the question. The game is going to be an Xbox exclusive, but however, it was very odd. And the questions that are being asked right now are absolutely valid as to why Xbox did not put their marketing and branding at the end of this trailer. We have the argument that, well, we know what Phil Spencer has said, and I'm all for that argument. But this thing here is the Game Awards isn't just for the people that have been following what Phil Spencer said. A lot of casuals watch the Game Awards, and a lot of casuals are probably Googling if Marvel's Blade is going to be on their PlayStation, which I don't think is something that Xbox wants to happen. So there's got to be something deeper, and you can almost bet it's probably the FTC court case. But I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.